Hey guys, so some of you might recognize this already as the Ascension launcher, which is very neat because here you can actually choose if you want the traditional classic textures and models or if you want the HD patch, which actually mods your files. So you don't need to deal with anything regarding the modding of your own files yourself and trying to find the correct patch files orders. With this you just click here and it installs the right files for your client, the Ascension, for the live or the PTR. Once again, we also have here for the add-ons many add-ons that are supported by Ascension natively, but at the same time, if any add-on isn't here, you might try using it because most of my add-ons for the Wrath of the Lich King client work just fine. Then we have this bug tracker, which is very nice. Every time you find something that's not working, they are very quick to fix it, and many times I've been able to interact with this in a very easy manner to get things fixed in the game. And then of course we have links to the wiki and to the database, which are two separate websites. This update thing, this takes care of everything for you. It makes it very easy to use. It's very comfortable to use this launcher and to just configure the game the way you want it. You even have some extra options here. You can actually choose the game resolution even before you even enter it. Now I'm going to be logging in on my PTR character for Bronzebeard. This was my first time trying Ascension and I tried a little bit a few other classes. As you can see, I have the high definition textures and models, which make everything look a lot more modern, but it's quite surprising to me that the performance is this good. Even with lots of add-ons and nameplates and things going on, the performance is quite impressive. So I'm still in the closed server, the alpha PTR test server, and not many people know how to join this server, hence you don't have as many people as you have on the open tests that I saw earlier. One of the first things that I noticed was these callboards, and these callboards are very helpful for you to get some extra experience. Some callboard cache which will scale with your own item level, and some Ascension tokens that are used for things like respecs are just a new currency they use for some things related with the Mistic Enchants. Someone has put a Mistic Enchant table here. I'm not sure yet how to earn these tables, how to get them. And here I'm going to show you guys my Mistic Enchants that I've been able to collect in my first leveling playthrough. I did explore a little bit, but not too much. And some of them you gain randomly, while others you have to go to a specific place to farm. Like to kill some specific elite NPC, like with Avatar, or find in a specific place, like Siegebreaker, Bulwark, Dragon Roar, these more rare enchants. The most rare Mistic Enchants are a bit harder to get and will require some sort of special interaction with the game. This has been mostly my build. I'm trying to remember. I think these were the first two for tanking because I'm playing prot. And then I ended up getting, I think, this one to help with magic damage, because magic damage is a bit difficult to deal with as a warrior in low level before you even get spell reflect. And later on I got this Mistic Enchant. I didn't have many others, but I think the Enrage was nice because I'm getting so many attacks on me and I have so many moments and chances to proc my Enrage talent that it ends up being a damage boost on Heroic Strike and Cleave, which are also high threat abilities when I'm in prot stance. And I can use Cleave together with Thunderclap to spam AoE threat on more than 3 or 4 targets. Then this is basically free rage, because I can rend, so to speak, for free, and that damage ends up being helpful to generate me a bit more rage. This is Glyph of Devastate. Some of them are literally cloud glyphs, meaning they work just as the Wrath of the Lich King glyphs. Then Avatar, this is a big one because it's a really nice defensive cooldown, and it's very nice because it leaves you immune to CC abilities from certain mobs and bosses, so this can save many pulls in many different situations. And these power-ups are actually what makes Prot Warrior able to deal with the raised difficulty of some of the dungeons. And because during the PTR I had dungeon scaling, one of my first dungeons was Zul'Farrak, but you can end up doing Stratholme and very complex dungeons for lower level characters, where you have lots of things going on and more mechanics. And some of these Mistic Enchant power-ups will be very helpful for you to deal with a dungeon that's yet not level appropriate to you. Here it's the Cliff of Blocking. Again, it's very nice to use Shield Slam and then I get more blocking rate. Then this is the Enrage one and Shockwave, yeah. This is the main big one for Prot Warrior here, which is the Bulwark. Gives you extra block chance, and it gives you a new AoE attack ability where the area that you are hitting with the Bulwark, it's like you are doing AoE shield slams on these targets, which is very nice, and of course helps a lot with threat. It will also boost up your damage output, but Prot Warrior here is not as crazy as it was in Rite of the Lich King while leveling, where if I'm leveling Prot Warrior in a stock vanilla Rite of the Lich King situation server, usually it's very easy to beat top DPS with Prot Warrior almost until max level, even though I was tanking. But here that doesn't happen the same, because all the other classes also have their damage scaling up a bit more, and you actually need to focus a lot on threat, because if some other class is actually doing more damage than you, it's easier for them to pull threat if you're not careful. It's easier for them to pull aggro if you're not careful, because they end up generating a bit more threat than what we will be used to in Wrath of the Lich King. So this ended up being my leveling spec and my process for leveling it. Another neat feature that I almost forgot, we do have the Path of Ascension that work as tutorial quests. You do have a UI feature to open this panel up, and then these quests are very helpful for beginners and new players, because they will explain all these systems and they will provide you small rewards for exploring all these neat features and systems inside Ascension. Even if at first Ascension seems a little bit overwhelming compared to classic WoW due to the amount of bloat and new things that you have here, this new feature on the user interface will explain everything to you without having to alt-tab and make it very easy for you to learn and understand all the new features. Another important thing to mention is that by doing Dungeon Finder or just completing some more difficult quests, you are rewarded these chests and caches instead of always having fixed prices. Sometimes this does give it a little bit of a feeling of a loot box feeling, because you don't really choose an item, but you get a lootable item with a box that brings a new item upgrade. But the great thing about these boxes, unlike in other situations, is that it's not so random. These boxes will scale up as you level up and as your item level goes up. So ideally what I've been told was to save these boxes as much as possible, only opening a few when I really needed some upgrade, but for the most part I've saved them. Here you see me putting them back in their slots from the most valuable ones to the least valuable ones. Here you are going to see me consuming an embossed Mistic scroll, which can provide you with the Mistic enchant ability of rare quality or epic quality. It has higher chance to give you a Mistic enchant for your class, but it can leave you Mistic enchants for other classes. Anyway, don't worry, because all Mistic enchants are account bound and they all get stored into that menu, so after you discover them you can always just reapply them. And here, when I was tying up some unfinished quests, I reached level 60 max level on my warrior. The leveling experience is very enjoyable, it's a bit quick and it's a bit easy, but still quite fun to just discover all these things. And pets saved on this tab, and you can share things across your account. And then you have the Transmog system where you can do lots of sets. And maybe I'm going to showcase some of these sets. I really enjoy the way things look here. The thing is, you end up collecting lots of item appearances, and this kinda makes it interesting to explore and to try to get as many items as you can. Especially because I'm a plate where I can even equip cloth items before I sell them on a vendor. I got some shoulders from some Cataclysm dungeon. These shoulders seem to have been designed for a shaman, but I ended up using it as a transmog. Some of these were my first ones. I remember using a lot this axe while gearing up in the Burning Crusade, and I really like the look of it. The Transmog system allows you to save so many different looking sets, and I think I even farmed the blade from Zul'Farrak just to get that incredible look on the blade. And another crazy thing is you can't actually equip two-handed weapons unless you have the Fury talent for that, but sometimes you can use a two-handed weapon in the right hand slot, meaning that you can get some really sick looking tank transmogs while still wearing a shield. This one was with the black metal sword. It just seemed a little bit more grounded and simple for a lower level character to look like this at first, but then at max level, after getting a bit more powerful stuff. Now, most of these items you end up having to really work for them a little bit on either dungeons, and you might get some of them in some World Forge situation where you picked up. I've been able to pick up these two trinkets, which were very, very helpful for tanking. And sometimes you do get some cash items as well. Yeah, we can also inspect other people's Mistic Enchants here when we inspect them. We also have a built-in equipment manager. Another nice, neat feature that you can see here in the top is that you can actually prepare yourself before the server restarts. It has at least a 10-minute timer to showcase that the server is about to restart. Another thing that I wanted to showcase is the add-ons that I'm using. As you can see, most of my usual Wrath of the Lich King add-ons are working just nice. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, that you found useful and interesting information, and that this video can help you get ready for the Bronzebeard launch. Don't forget to leave your likes, comments and subscribe to the channel for more content.